videos. This month has been crazy. As you all know, tax season deadline, and then everything else, right? It's always busy. So I had to go a little bit back so that I could step forward again. So here we are today. Happy Monday. And I wanted to talk about annual reports because this question had come up and it's something that pops up here and there. And it's a thing that has to be done. Typically annually, but if not annually, sometimes biannually, depending on where DFI is at. So you may have gotten a notice in the mail before that looks a little bit like this. Oh, like this. So if you've ever gotten something like this, it was just an image that I had to pull off. So the last one that I could find was from 2014. But you may have gotten this notice and you're like, what the heck is an annual report? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? I get these all the time from our clients that are like, hey, could you file this for me? I have no idea what it is. So basically this annual notice that comes is from the Department of Financial Institutions. So I'm going to talk about Wisconsin today because Wisconsin's the one I'm most familiar with, but I believe other states do this as well. And the process is going to be similar. It's basically wherever you've registered your business, they want you to file this annual report to show whether your business is up to date or not, right? If it's still in existence, if it's still operating. And what can happen sometimes is that people get delinquent. So this topic has come up, I think, more so because when people tried to apply for grants this year, especially in Wisconsin, we had a couple of statewide grants, or even the PPP. When we filed for PPP, the banks or institutions that you worked with, they wanted to know that your status was current. And so basically, what happens is that you need to file this report when this postcard comes in the mail. But sometimes it doesn't go to you. Sometimes it goes to your whoever you use to set up the entity with. So sometimes people use like a registered agent, so that will go to their mailing address instead of to yours. And so it can become a little bit confusing. So I just wanted to walk through how to check this so that you can make sure that you are not delinquent. And so here is the Department of DFI. So it's wdfi.org for Wisconsin. But if you look up Department of Financial Institutions or wherever you register your business with, this is where it's going to be. And so just to kind of touch on that, if you need to create a new LLC or something like that, this is where you can do that online as well. So you want to do that. The other thing then is filing an LLC or corporate annual return. And so that's kind of what we're going to look at. You can click on there and do it here, but we are going to actually go to search corporate records because this is where you'll be able to do it as well, because I just wanted to pull up a random one. So this is not to poo-poo on anybody. This is just for example purposes. So I just typed in pet. So you would put in whatever the name of your entity would be and it would pop up. So if we look here, you can see a couple of different things here. We have restored to good standing, dissolved, administratively dissolved, merged and acquired, and voluntarily dissolved. So all these kind of different things are on here. And then delinquent, and then let's see if we can find one that's just like a regular one, which I am not really seeing. But the most frequent one is like, okay, so let's say if we just did this one here that says restore to good standing. So this law firm, for example, they missed filing their online report. And so what happens is that they were automatically put under as delinquent. And so that's what what came across with a lot of people when they went to go get a grant or the PPP. They were shown as delinquent. So if you look down here, if we see the chronologically, it was originally incorporated in 1993. Registered agents changed, delinquent, restored to good standing, changed registered agent, delinquent, restored to good standing. And during that time, they also changed the registered agent. So that what probably happened is like the address changed for that registered agent. They never got the the little postcard in the mail that we just looked at. And then it was filed as delinquent. And then when they realized it, then they went in and they restored it to good standing. And so what you do here then is when you get that information, then you would go to file an annual report. This one is not going to let us because it's restored to good standing. But that's where you would go, and then you would follow the steps. And really, it's just informational. So it's going to ask you things like it's going to ask you things like who are the registered agents, who are the members of this organization, and or managers. And so when you're an LLC, you are either a member or a manager, and so you got to just put that information in there. So it's not asking for anything in terms of like annual report. You think of numbers like your finances, but it's not asking for that information. It's just purely asking for informational. What's your address? Who's the members or managers of your organization? What is that address that needs to be there? So you have to have an actual physical address when you do that as well. So that's why if you're using your home address, using a virtual address as what they call, like from FedEx or UPS or a co-working space or something like that, that is where you'd be able to use that address and then not list your actual home address. But that's what an annual report is, and how to file it and how to look it up and how to get that back in good standing. When you originally incorporate your business, it's usually like $125 to $150, $160 fee to register your business. Annually, it's going to be somewhere between $25 and $50 typically. So just so you know, that's where it is. If you are not sure, go ahead onto wdfi.org and look up your business and see if you are in good standing. And if not, then file that annual return. If you do need help, we can walk through that as part of our membership. That is something that we can do during our live Q&A calls. So make sure you sign up for those programs. You can find out more information about that on youraccountingsidekick.org. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Otherwise, I will talk to you later. Have a great Monday. Bye.